Hey Internet, now this time I'm actually going to talk about a board game, kind of. There's this game, Boss Monster. It's a board/card game that originally was created on Kickstarter. They actually just recently finished a Kickstarter for a sequel, which would be a full add-on to the game you could play as a standalone or as like an expansion. But I'm actually not going to talk about either of those. I'm going to talk about the third Kickstarter they did, which was a Boss Monster video game. So stick around.
Oh look! A sword.
Alright, so here we go. The game was released on Steam, made by the company that also made the board game, whose name I actually can't remember at the moment because I'm awesome like that. Brotherwise Games, there you go, it's right there on the box. Anywho, I'm going to play the game, and I'm going to put it on the screen so you can watch it, because people like these Let's Play things. So, here we go. The first thing I will say is the music can sometimes be a bit repetitive. Also, sometimes your clicks don't work. Like, you have to click in just the right spot on a button for it to actually take. Now, let's do 3 players. The only time I've played the game in real life, it was with 3 players. And that works pretty well. So, here we go. I'll get all these expansions later because I was a Kickstarter backer. But right now, I don't have them. So, I'm just going to leave them alone. Now, for those of you that don't know, when you play the game, I'm going to try and read and pay attention while I'm doing it at the same time, so good effing luck with that. What? Words. When you play the game, you are a monster of an evil lair, and you want to build out rooms to expand your lair, and use those various rooms and the strengths that they have to lure in heroes, and then murder them within your dungeon. If you kill 10 heroes, well, if you get 10 souls, some heroes can be 2, so if you kill X amount of heroes to give you 10 souls, you win the game. If you get 5 wounds, meaning a hero got to you and did damage to you, you lose the game. Also, there are other boss monster players, so you want to try and finish the dungeon, or you want to finish getting your points before they do. So there's a lot of stuff involved here. You have to definitely know what you're doing. Also, anywho, so you build your rooms, and over here on the right side, you can't see what I'm pointing at, but I'll do something to highlight on the screen. It shows your treasures. There's little library books, there's swords, there's little holy priest icons, and there's bags of money. And if you have more of any one treasure than any of the other people, or the other boss monsters, you will lure in the hero of that type to your dungeon, and then they'll go through and you'll try to kill them. If you succeed in killing them, you get a soul. If you don't, you get a wound. For example, that person just got a wound because they suck ass. Your dungeon is super weak right now. Generally, when you build your dungeon, you want to have things with little numbers in the bottom left corner. You want those as high as possible. Those numbers represent the damage that you will deal to the hero that comes through your dungeon. Because my numbers are all low, I will not do much damage. So, we'll see how that goes. I will say the music in this part of the game, the little battly actual playing part, not as repetitive and annoying as it is on the title screen. The bit at the title screen can kind of grate on you, especially because it also plays while the game is loading. So that's just annoying. So to get over that whole having weak room thing, I just did a little spell that made one of my rooms stronger, and now I'll be able to kill this hero. And everything is right in the world. Also, I guess I should explain the basics of the game for those of you that don't know. When you start the game, you get in your hand 5 room cards and 2 spell cards. You then have to discard 2 cards to get you down to 5. And then every turn, you can play a room to add to your dungeon. You can play spells whenever it's appropriate. Some are while you're building things, some are while the heroes are coming through, whatever. So you play your appropriate things each turn. You draw another room every turn. Spells you'll get however they're triggered. And where was I going with that? I don't even know anymore. I'm really bad at this whole talking and playing thing. I don't even know what I'm doing. I know nothing. Nothing. When you get advanced rooms, like the one I just played, those are upgrades that you play on an already existing room. So you have to take a room of the same type. In this case, it had to be one with the little library book icon. And it then upgrades that room to give you basically a stronger version of itself. Unfortunately, I did what I needed to do to lure people into my dungeon, and I am not strong enough to kill them. So, shit. Shit, I say. For those of you playing the home game, you may notice that generally when I do my videos, I'm crap at whatever game I'm playing. This is no exception. Despite collecting and loving video games, I am actually shit at them. So just don't be surprised when I lose, because that is what's going to happen. Also, I realize now you can see my washer and dryer and laundry in the background. Yay for that. Because why would I bother hanging the green screen or anything silly like that when I can have low production quality? Oh, come on, this is a very basic game. Why the fuck are you lagging so bad? God, this computer blows, assholes. And now you're not gonna register my clicks either? Really? Come on. Fuck you. Just work it, dick. One good thing I will say about this game, which we just experienced, the other opponents, the NPCs, will fuck with each other too, not just the player. Some games you'll notice out there, even though the NPCs are technically battling, they only seem to ever attack the player. In this game, not as much. They will fuck with each other. Like the one just played a spell to make the other one's hero stronger so the dungeon didn't kill it, and that was cool. So I like it. Just say it. For the people that created the game, if you're watching, and there's no way you're watching. Good job. I like to, and I didn't realize this the first time I played it because I'm stupid. If you click the halt button, which usually would be your prompt to play a spell card or something, you can have it fast forward through the whole battle. This is handy if you don't want to sit there and watch every dungeon go through each room individually in an opponent's dungeon and you want to just fucking get it over with. So you push that button and things just go. It's very handy. Here we go, bitches. This is where I make my comeback. Also, like I was talking about the fast forward thing, you can also fast forward just one individual room or the whole thing. The reason you would want to do room by room is because if you fast forward through the whole thing, you won't be alerted when one of your opponents tries to cast a spell to fuck with you. And that's something you generally want to know about because they are assholes. And they will fuck with you. You want to do a bit of strategy too. You want to figure out what type of rooms you should play so you have more treasures than other people. I think, as I mentioned earlier, if you have more of a treasure than anyone else, you'll lure that type of hero. But if you're tied with them, the heroes will not come to your dungeon or theirs. They'll just chill in town. So because of that, you want to use a bit of strategy to make sure that you do in fact have the most of whatever treasure. And so if you're going to play a room and it would give you some treasure but it would only make you equal to an opponent, you're better off looking and playing something else to make sure you're setting yourself ahead. Just a little word of the wise to those of you out there who are contemplating getting the game. And I do recommend it. It is a very fun game. Also, when you get 5 rooms, as I just did, all of the different character bosses that you play as have different abilities that will happen. Mine, for example, that just happened, is I get to draw 3 spell cards when I level up, and then discard 1. And spells in this game are very hard to come across. So it's definitely recommended that you do something to get that. Also, that's bullshit that they just killed my room. Like, seriously fucking rude. Luckily, right now, it looks like... Oh, no, he fucked with me. Well, what a dick. I was gonna say it looks like they're just messing with each other right now and not me, but turns out that's wrong. They're fucking with me. Because rude, that's why. Oh, all the thieves just went somewhere. And all the fighters, wow. This person is going to either win or lose right now. Oh, I know what they're going to do. Lose. I think I've done enough damage for today. That's how you kill your opponent. You do mean shit like that. So I don't necessarily have to win the game. I just need to make sure they both lose. And by they, I mean the other two players. Reminded looking at the way their dungeon's laid out too. If you have already filled your dungeon with regular room cards and you don't have an advanced room card to upgrade them, because sometimes that happens, you can just play a regular room over top of any other regular room and just replace it. Like you just decide, hey, this sucks, I want it to be something else. You have that option. And you're dead, bitch. What then? When did he get bumped up like that? Huh. I don't think I like that. I think he tried to group my little hero guy and make sure I lost. How fucking rude. Look at that bitch. I killed him anyway. Fuck with me. You know what? No. You just have the one enemy. I guess I'll let it go this time. I don't think you'll be able to kill him. Maybe it will, because that one does some weird shit. Nope. Still ain't gonna do it. Oh, did you just die? Oh no. Oh, that's so sad. I guess I won. Boom, bitches. That's how you do it. Well, this actually worked out really cool, because that is the first time I've won a match in this game, and that wasn't even intentional. I didn't plan it. This isn't a second take or anything like that. I just fucking won, because I'm the bomb. I know that was a shit for a review, and more of just a, well, shit is a let's play too, I guess. But anyway, hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully the game looks interesting. If it does, I highly recommend you go get it. It's not very expensive. The guys that made it put some effort into it. Like, it is really cool. They do have expansions and stuff coming out, so you play with it a bunch, get used to the game, and by the time you really get into it, you'll have expansions to play with. Also, it does have a multiplayer setting, so you can actually go online and play against your friends on Steam. So if you want to play against real people instead of NPCs, you have that option, and it makes it a lot more fun. Or, of course, if you don't like any of those things, and you have friends that you see in real life, you can actually get the board game. It's just as fun in real life as it is in the video game. And once you've played the video game and or gotten your friends to do the same thing, you'll already understand how to play, so you won't have to fumble through the instructions and not really know what you're doing when you play it, which is what I did the first time I played the actual game. Yeah, I'm kind of out of things to say. The game's great. I actually highly recommend it. Graphics don't really matter because this isn't a game where that matters, so don't take those into account at all. Gameplay's good, aside from the clicking sometimes not always registering. Everything works the way it should, and the game is fun. So I highly recommend it. Go check it out. Okay, bye. Also, this is the end of the video, and this is usually where I say extra shit when I have extra shit to say. And I don't really have extra shit to say, but I will say that if you are a person that is on Steam, and if I can ever get my Steam window to pop up, really, I don't want fucking preferences. Just come up and give me the fucking screen, you stupid rat bastard! Oh, I hate this computer so very much. There we go. Anywho, my apologies. If you want to go ahead and add me on Steam, The Eternal Gamer. All one word, all lowercase, although I don't think it's case sensitive, so type it however the fuck you want. Go ahead and add me on there, and you can kick my ass in Boss Monster. Because pretty much anyone can kick my ass in any game. So, yeah, I look forward to that. And hopefully I'll see some of y'all on there. And by some of y'all, I mean the nobody that watches these videos. Okay, now I'm going to go away for real. Goodbye.